Hi, I'm Aaron Hall. Today we're at the Chateau Victoria and we're going to take a look at one of Victoria's local foodie hotspots. So get comfortable and be prepared to see something that is totally delicious. Hi Sean, so today we're here to see if you can tell us a little bit about what is a classic cocktail.
Yeah, well, last couple of years, like last 5 to 10 years, classics have become a whole different ball game. Like back in the day, it used to be, when I started in the industry, it was like martini, Manhattan, and maybe a margarita were the 3 classic cocktails you need to know. Right. Now you've got like all the books that we've got on the back here are all full of like classic cocktails that have resurfaced and resurged through the industry.
Yeah, they're great. Like the names are great.
Yeah, well, all classic stuff that comes from like the 10s, the 20s, the 30s, the 40s. And so now we've got like a myriad of classic cocktails, like hundreds that people are rediscovering on a daily basis, right, and recreating in their bars.
So Sean, I think it's interesting that people come in here and they cannot get a Cosmopolitan. It's not on the menu.
We try and stay away from the mainstream stuff. We try and run by rule, if you can find it somewhere else, you can't find it here, like your Cosmos, your Sour Apple Martinis and stuff. Not that we don't think we could make them really well, is that we're trying to make people push their envelope. And like when they look through my menu, you're not going to find a Cosmo, you'll find an Aviation, a Clover Club, a Last Word. Yeah. And that's what we want people to sort of aspire to. Like if you've had those sort of cocktails, you'll probably like these even more.
So I've heard from some people that you're the first bar in Canada to be barrel aging these cocktails.
It starts basically in London. Tony Congigliaro, he runs a bar that has no name. It's just called 69 Colebrook Row. So that's the name of the bar, but he actually has no signs, just speakeasy style. Wow. And he's a hardcore molecular mixologist sort of guy, like rotovaps and gelatins and agar and stuff like that. Wow. And he started glass aging cocktails. So this year he's actually cracking a 9-year-old Manhattan that's been sitting in a big glass decorative urn on the back bar for the last 9 years. So he's doing that. And a gentleman by the name of Jeffrey Morgenthaler, who is based in Portland at Clyde Common, he went there and had one and was like, this is really nice. It's like sublime and rounded. The vermouth sort of oxidizes and becomes like so much more rounded and combines with it.
I've heard people say that it mellows.
Yes, it mellows. And so on the flight back, he's like, I'm American, so I got to do everything bigger and better. Yeah. And so when he landed in Portland, he started playing with barrel aging. And he really kicked off the whole barrel aging movement throughout the world. He was the first guy who did it, April last year. Wow. And so from April last year to now, there's like hundreds of bars doing barrel aging cocktails.
So when we come in here looking for one of these cocktails, what should we be looking for? What's the taste? How does it feel?
With the Toronto, we made a little Fernet Branca heavy, cut back on the sugar because it's in a rum barrel. So we wanted the rum sweetness to sweeten it up and mellow it off, and it really does. The natural rum sweetness is fantastic.
It is my favorite.
With the Sazerac, we cut back the sugar like a ton, but pumped up the bitters element, the Peychaud's bitters element, because we knew that the red wine would sweeten it off and sort of give it this really big backbone to it. So before you even put it in the barrel, you got to sort of think about how it's going to come out at the end. Then when you prepare it, we do it really easily. We found, like, we've tried different ways, like stirring it with different ice or shaking it or just pouring it straight. And we always find pouring it straight is the way to do it, because it keeps its complexity, and sort of as it warms up and it's in your hand, it sort of it changes and opens up a lot. Yeah. So yeah, we just pour it straight over. The Toronto is basically just poured straight up in a small cocktail glass. The Sazerac goes over a Japanese ice globe. The same ones we do the GQ over, right, with a big Herb Saint spritz.
This is what makes Clive's a world-class destination. Thanks for joining me at Clive's Classic Lounge in the Chateau Victoria. I'm Aaron Hall, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again at our next delicious hotspot.